We've talked about this a lot, and one of the things that we've encountered in our own community here is just this, the assumptions and the misunderstanding about the Muslim community, about Islam, and we've talked a little bit about this, but what is the number one thing that you would say, I just wish people understood this and didn't make this assumption?
Unfortunately, I think we got to a point where we have to just explain to people that we're human beings. I mean, it's got that bad. On a regular basis, we have to go about our lives, but then we have these encounters. Maybe more for Muslim women because they have, at least the people who wear hijab, they are harassed sometimes. My wife once was spat at. I mean, people, have that much disrespect. The fact that we are perceived as the enemy, I mean, you won't be able to understand how offensive that is. If someone is looking at you and always questioning your loyalty to this country, the fact that they cannot trust you. I mean, this idea now being propagated by certain segments in society that these people practice tuqya or taqiyya, which means that I pretend to be someone I'm not. I'm living a lie. I tell you something, but deep down, or behind the scene, I'm plotting against this country. So I think this lack of trust is so devastating to the Muslim community, and I guess it prevents us from being normal, average citizens. I think that's a humongous challenge that we, especially Muslim leaders, face.
Maybe you can just answer this question head on, because this is something we had talked about. Is Islam trying to take over the world?
So obviously this question came from me, and the idea obviously was not that it is necessarily a serious question, but the fact that it is posed over and over again. You see it in social media quite a bit. Now we have what we call Islamophobia. You probably heard of that term. And that is the excessive, unfounded fear from anything that is Islam or Muslim. And then comes this idea that Muslims are here to take over. I mean, first of all, statistically, that's not even possible. But let's assume it was. This is not something that you find. I mean, by the way, when I was an imam in the Scottsdale Mosque, I would always make a point to invite anyone, anytime. You don't have to give me any notice ahead of time. Just come, out of the blue and attend a sermon. Because some people have the idea that we are plotting against this country in our centers. I think this is more like a misconception. I put it there. I mean, maybe there's some sense of truth because we have to be honest. I'm not here to be politically correct. Yes, in our religion, just like, the Christian religion, we're supposed to tell people about our faith. So if you come and ask me, would you like everybody to be Muslim? Of course. But I don't want to do it by force. I want to do it by conviction. I want to be able to sit down with you and convince you just like you want to convince me of
We're
the
going to
truth
have
of your
that
religion.
conversation afterwards.
Absolutely.